Election 2015, Sir John Major warns of Labour-SNP deal. Former Prime Minister Sir John Major is to claim that a Labour government propped up by the SNP would be a recipe for mayhem. Sir John will use a speech in the Midlands to say a Labour-SNP government would mean families paying with higher taxes, more debts and fewer jobs. He will say a future Labour government would be subjected to a daily dose of blackmail from the nationalists. But Ed Miliband told the BBC that ain't going to happen. With 16 days to polling day, Sir John will say that, in practice, Mr. Miliband would be forced to agree to the nationalists' demands or face the collapse of his government. Slowly but surely, if Labour were to accept an offer of support from the SNP, it could put the country on course to a government held to ransom on a vote-by-vote basis, he is expected to say. Labour would be in hock to a party that, slowly but surely, will push them ever further to the left. And who would pay the price for this? We all would. We would all pay for the SNP's ransom in our daily lives, through higher taxes, fewer jobs, and more debt. This is a recipe for mayhem. At the very moment our country needs a strong and stable government, we risk a weak and unstable one, pushed to the left by its allies, and open to a daily dose of political blackmail. But interviewed by Evan Davis on the BBC, Mr. Miliband rejected claims that the SNP would call the shots in the event of a hung parliament. That ain't going to happen, that ain't going to happen, he said. In other election news, Labour would launch an emergency recruitment drive to get 1,000 more nurses into training this year if they win the election. Nick Clegg has said owners of second homes in rural beauty spots could pay double the rate of council tax under Liberal Democrat plans. The BBC should be cut back to the bone and the licence fee reduced by 2/3.